Welcome to another battle report. Today we're going to be doing a solo mission and we're going to be attempting to get out of town by exiting through a sewer. We're going to have a total of 6 survivors, so I'll need to get the grit to support them as well. We've got our 2 cards, block that entry and additional ammo, so that's good. We can stand there and hold off some zombie spawns, as well as automatically reloading all my minis. We've got some cards as well to support us that I always tend to forget to use, so please shout in the comments if I need to do that. Let's have a look at our heroes. If anybody has been watching the previous battle reports, they're seeing some very familiar faces here. So in the right hand corner at the front, we've got Flip Flop with a fully automatic weapon. Bruce Willis sat in the middle with a rack of pistols, and at the front Mr. Brown on the left hand side with a single handgun and with a knife that he should be cleaning. That's still pretty bloody. Bottom left hand corner now, we've got the chainsaw guy in the middle. The return of the mechanic who died in the first game. He's got a Molotov and a crowbar. Let's hope he does better this time. And the ex-army dude who's got the machine gun. The bottom right hand corner of the map, you can see there's a token there. That signifies a manhole cover that goes down into the sewers to escape the walkers. There are going to be 3 zombie spawn points. 1 at the bottom center of the map, 1 to the bottom left next to the tank on fire, and 1 on the right hand side near the top, near the buildings. And we are going to start with 2 walkers per spawn point. When we get to the end of turn 3, then the the one on the right hand side as well as the bottom center will start spawning 4 walkers instead. All the heroes have to spawn in the top left hand square. So we've got on the first floor, we've got Flip Flop, and we have got the ex-army guy that's staying on the first floor. At the front, right at the edge, I don't know if you can see that, we've got the mechanic and the chainsaw guy. And then on the stairs, climbing up to the next floor of the next square, we've got Bruce Willis, and at the back, Mr. Brown is going to head into the next building. Walkers have spawned at each spawn point, and we're ready to start our first round. So if I play the round through, I will come back and let you know how things are going. Everybody's taken the move. Let's go and have a look at the board and see what's happened. Ex-army dude, he stayed in the same place that he started because he wants to be able to fire across and clear a path for the other survivors. Flip Flop moved down the ladder. He should be okay. He can still fire at these walkers, but he's well protected because the mechanic as well as the chainsaw guy moved forward, and the walkers have instantly been attracted to them. The walkers on the left moving in, the walkers at the bottom moving in. Everybody's going to these 2. It should be very interesting. Brown, Mr. Brown has moved behind the taxi. He's okay for now. Nobody's actually focusing on him. Bruce Willis has ran across the second floor and heading down the stairs, gaining attention of the 2 walkers that spawned on the right hand side of the board. They're going to be coming through for him now. So let's get to the shooting and the melee and see what happens. And that went quite well. 2 of the walkers have now been taken out. Firstly, it was fired by the machine gunner. He fired at the 2 walkers, downed one of them and totally killed the other with the use of a grit token, it has to be said. The second guy who fired was Flip Flop. He piled into the downed walker, finishing him off. We've got nobody in melee over here for the chainsaw or the mechanic. Bruce Willis couldn't fire, he'd ran, but he is out of melee range. So I will roll for reload, spawn some new walkers, and come back at the end of movement for round 2. Okay, round 2 movement. It's opened up the board a lot for some melee. We had Mechanic and Chainsaw Guy moving behind the bin, and Flip Flop coming, joining them, as well as Mr. Brown, who came to the front of the taxi. This drew a lot of walkers up for melee. We can also see that the ex-army guy, he couldn't fire, so he ran down the ladder and onto the box. This is drawing these two away from the rest of the group, so that's good. Bruce Willis ran back up to the second floor. Well, he didn't run, it was his normal movement, so he's ready to fire. He may fire down here, or he may fire at the 2 walkers who are now heading up the stairs. We had 2 more walkers as well, who spawned at the back. One's been ran over by a car, quite nasty, and they are going to make their way towards Mr. Brown. Let's get on with the shooting and the melee and come back. Shooting, and Bruce completely failed to hit anybody on the stairs. Whereas, unusually, the Mechanic did very well. The Mechanic threw a Molotov cocktail just behind the 3 zombies. One of them was knocked down, the other one was killed, and the third was unharmed. This takes us to our melee phase. Oh, can't forget, Mr. Brown also took out the zombie who was stood behind this barrier. He couldn't see the one that was crawling. So we'll come back after melee and see what happens. The Mechanic proved less than effective when he took on the one-armed zombie and failed to do anything, and the zombie once again failed to do anything to him, so kind of pointless. Chainsaw Guy, he moved in, took out the downed walker, then the zombie, the one in the evening dress that caused us so many problems last time with the gangers. She walked in straight onto his chainsaw and was cut into 2. That's all we really needed to do. No one else is in melee, so let's go back, reset. I'll roll if for reloads. I'll spawn new zombies. This will be turn 3. Okay, it looks pretty good so far, but I think I see a problem coming. Let's have a look at the board. For whatever reason, for the fact that they can't shoot, or that there's no point in shooting and standing still, most of the heroes, most of the survivors ran and are almost at the objective at turn 3. Now this sounds really good. What it is actually doing though, is it is dragging the walkers from over here, the few walkers that are left. It is dragging the walkers from the bottom center. And remember, we actually escalate this time. So we have got a couple of heroes who are yet to make it back, and they are going to find it very difficult if this building is full of zombies. Let's have a look at those heroes. Well, we had the machine gun guy who decided he was going to stand still and be able to fire his machine gun. Great, thanks. There's a problem. All of these zombies zoning in on him, and if his rolls aren't that successful, he could be in a lot of trouble. Bruce Willis found that he wasn't worth trying to go down the stairs past the 2 walkers, and so he ran all the way back down the stairs and out of the glass sliding doors. He still can't fire. So for these 2 heroes, it is not looking that good. Let's go into shooting and melee, and we'll be back. 2 fights with melee. First of all, we had the ex-army guy who piled his machine gun into the 3 walkers, taking one of them out, knocking the other one back, and completely missing the other. We also then saw him jump down off the box, taking himself out of range of the one-armed walker, taking out the other zombie who was to the left. So he has now used up his weapon, but at least they are safe for this round. If we go over to this side, our chainsaw guy managed to take out, or rather managed to knock prone this walker. Now he did not attack, because if he attacked he would have moved forward and would have been in the space of our gold lame swimsuit zombie, and nobody wants that. So he waited for the zombie to come to him and then knocked them prone. So fingers crossed, if I roll for reloads, that we get some good reloads. If I then bring out some new zombies. It is going to ramp up to 4 zombies for the spawn point on the right hand side and for the spawn point at the bottom center. This is going to get very concentrated, and I get the feeling our 2 heroes at the back are going to have a hard time to get out in the next 3 rounds. Turn 4, after the escalation, 2 of our survivors are in a lot of trouble because the other survivors are just leaving them behind. Selfish. Yeah, I don't know who's watching this video. I'll hold off of that. Well, it may come back. Okay, let's have a look and see what the movement phase brought us. 3 of our survivors made it already to the manhole cover, to the sewers, so they are now out as far as I'm concerned. Flip Flop didn't quite get that far. He could have ran and got out, but I think his idea was doing some firing on the walkers because they couldn't get him anyway this round. So that's very generous to try and clear a little bit of space. Unfortunately. Oh dear. So ex-army guy and Bruce Willis, yippee-ki-yay, you're ready to go because all the walkers are heading into you now. We're going to do shooting and melee and come back and see if anybody managed to survive. Oh dear. A serious lack of yippee-ki-yay as Bruce Willis completely failed to shoot the one-armed zombie, failed to then melee the one-armed zombie, and the one-armed zombie came in and just smacked him off his feet. He is gone. He is no more. That's not great. We had the machine gunner just go into the one zombie and managed to take them out. This zombie managed to do nothing. As these 3 have disappeared off the board, selfish swines that they are, it left Flip Flop, who fired across the room with his fully automatic weapon and downed 2 of the walkers, but did not kill them. So it's not freeing up any space for the army guy to attempt to get out. I'll reset, pick people up, roll for reloads, spawn zombies, and we'll be back for turn 5. Turn 5 and the movement's happened. We can see there's a lot of walkers on, and this is a make or break moment for our army guy. Let's have a closer look. Okay, he ran. I've never seen a 28mm miniature run that fast in my life, and he's almost there. He's almost at the sewer, but all of these walkers, don't know if you can see all of those, all of these walkers are following him. If he does not manage to somehow get there next turn, or if he dies this turn, it's obviously all over. Let me explain what's going to happen now. He can't fire. There's going to be melee. If he moves in for melee... Okay, so here's my options. He stays where he is, and the zombie next to the filing cabinet can attack him, and the zombie through the doorway can attack him. He moves forward, and I'm assuming he can move just to the outside there. Then the zombie by the filing cabinet can attack him, and the zombie behind can attack him. So either way, he's going to get 2 hits. He's going to move. He's going to move down, and we're going to see what happens with the melee phase. Back in a second. The term hero is used too loosely nowadays, but seriously, that was awesome. He moved in to attack the first zombie, absolutely destroyed. The other walker did not stand a chance, so he actually taken him down in melee. The second walker then moved in to attack him. He just clean took the head off with the butt of his gun. He can't be attacked this turn. I'm not going to bother spawning next turn, so let's just move him, because on turn 6, the start of turn 6, he makes his way out of the sewers. We only lose 1 survivor. Right, that's another quick game compared to the last one. I do like these solo variants. Really enjoyed it. A nice, simple mission. I also like the fact that I can just make small scenarios, random missions, and it all kind of works. Maybe this is why people struggle with the game so much and don't like it. Maybe it's because everything should be provided for you, and I get it. There is no character development, and that's a shame. Maybe someone can think of how that would potentially work, but do like this game. Okay, have a good day, and I'll see you on the next Survivor Report.